DJ Sokol Arena in Omaha, Nebraska, home of the NAIA opening round action. March is here, and so are we. Matt Kirkle and Owen Godberson here with you live for today's first round coverage for today's game, the third one of the lineup. We have the Providence Argonauts and the University of the Cumberlands Patriots, two teams that have fought very hard to get to this point. Now, starting, Owen, with the University of the Cumberlands. They're a very big team. They have a lot of players who really make it difficult, and they're 18th in the NAIA in rebounding margin. They definitely use their size to their advantage. For them, what are they going to have to do to shut down the shooting attack that Providence brings and come away with a win in the opening round?
Well, I think it's going to be discipline on the perimeter, making sure you get hands to the face, make sure you don't give any easy looks away. But it's on the offensive side of things for the Patriots, use that size. Two players at 6'3". That's just not a weapon. That's a unit. That is a Panzer tank unit right there. Those two are going to have, from what I would gather, a fantastic night down in the paint. Because you look at their opponents, Providence isn't the biggest team in the land. They've only got one player at 6'1". They're a bit of a smaller team, like to play at the perimeter, don't do one thing necessarily exceptionally well. They're a very good, very well-rounded team. If the Patriots use that size advantage, get the ball down low, it could be a pretty comfortable game for the Cumberlands.
It definitely could be. Then looking at the sister duo of Carla Covain and Vilma Covain, the 6'3" duo that you mentioned, those two really control the paint. Their production's kind of on and off, but when they're on, they are tough to stop. Now, looking at Providence, obviously, they're a team that comes in, like you said, shooting the ball very well, led by Emily Maldonado, the Frontier Conference Player of the Year. Owen, she's 50% from three-point line. That is fourth best in the country. She's 32 of 64. What can Providence do today with their shooting abilities, with their guard play, to potentially get past the size of the University of the Cumberlands and come away with a win?
Getting past the size, I'm not too sure there's much to be done there. There's only so much damage somebody at 5'6", 5'7" can do against somebody that's 6'3". However, what is in control of the smaller team, let's say, you might be able, if you just, I know it's very simple and very easy to say, just knock down your shots. Just hit your open looks. You're not going to get many offensive rebounds. You're not going to get many second chances. So when that open look comes, you have to take it. Otherwise, you might not get a second bite of the cherry, and that could be going the other way on a counter.
Yeah, definitely. Emily Maldonado is going to be the player you watch for. And then Parker Ezra, she's going to be the biggest, I should say, resistance force to the Covain sisters on the other end. She's 6'1". She's actually a two-time All-American, three-time All-Conference player, and she has been a force this season, 14 points a game, 9 rebounds. She's about the only thing that stands between a win and the Covain sisters kind of taking over and controlling the game for the Patriots, and we still have about 2 minutes left in this game. Owen, what are some other key factors going into this game? Obviously, for the University of Cumberlands, you also have to look at Sylvia Veloso. She was the Mid-South Conference Defensive Player of the Year, so they've proven that even outside of their size, some of their guard play is still very, very effective. 40% from the floor, 32% from three. She can kind of do a little bit of everything. Her production's kind of here and there, but she's somebody where when she's on, they might not necessarily need the Covain sisters to get the job done.
Yeah, there's a lot of weapons that could be used out there on the court today that could give either team the advantage. I think what's going to ultimately decide is what tempo this game is played at. If it's fast-paced or if it's a slower, more disciplined, more composed game, I think that suits one team over the other. And you know, if you can get the high tempo, which we've seen high tempo games so far today at DJ Sokol Arena, those are fun to watch, but slow tempo, composed basketball, not necessarily the easier on the eye, but it's definitely the more effective.
And now looking a bit at these two teams, how they ended up here for the University of Cumberland's Patriots. They're coming off a 14-5 season. They lost in the Mid-South Conference Tournament, 59-47 to Shawnee State University. And the University of Cumberland, it's their 15th time in program history that they've qualified for the NAIA National Tournament, the first time since 2014. And then for Providence, they had the fourth most votes last week to be in the NAIA Top 25, and head coach Bill Himmelberg, before the game, talked about just how tough this bracket is, you know, mentioning the University of the Cumberlands being a tough team from the Mid-South, one of the toughest conferences in the country. He said they're a big team, they have a good point guard, and it's going to be a good matchup, and I agree completely. You know, looking at Providence, they lost in the Frontier Conference playoffs to Montana Western, a team that they'd beaten already in the season, so hopefully they can bounce back. But in the meantime, we will take you down to the floor for the starting lineups for our third game of the day. We will send you down now.
Good evening and welcome to DJ Sokol Arena in Omaha, Nebraska for the opening round of the 2021 NAIA Basketball National Championships. The Omaha Sports Commission and the NAIA are committed to promoting character-driven intercollegiate athletics. The NAIA Championship Character Program empowers student athletes, coaches, officials, and fans to demonstrate at all times what character truly means in a competitive arena. Please refrain from using profanity as you support your team. The NAIA encourages respect between opponents and sportsmanship in all contests. Thank you for your support and enjoy the game. Now, let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the Argonauts. Number 3, Emily Maldonado. Number 20, Maddie Dixon. Number 22, Reed Hasler. Number 23, Kennedy Cartwright. And number 24, Parker Ezra. And now, the starters for the Patriots. Number 10, Abby Douglas. Number 13, Carla Cavoni. Number 21, Hannah Olson. Number 22, Sylvia Malosa. And number 25, Bella Peroni. Tonight's officials are Mara Scudova, Dean Rydell, and Jan Oscar. Well, let's play opening round basketball!
And we are about to get action started here. Our highly anticipated second women's game of the day about to take place. The winner of this game will advance to play tomorrow at 5 o'clock as well and take on Dakota State, the 1 seed on this side of the bracket. That game already sold out here for DJ Sokol Arena, so that one a highly anticipated game. The winner of this one in for a big one tomorrow, but first they have to get the job done today. Tip-off underway. The University of the Cumberlands wins the tip, and it's going to be Veloso taking it up the floor, getting things started for this squad. Ball's in the post, and already some interior play, and the bucket goes. And that was Vilma Cavani with the bucket there. Now Maldonado going to look to get things started here for the Argonauts. She has had a fantastic season, was Conference Player of the Year. Like I said, 32 of 64 from behind the arc. Maldonado's had a fantastic game. Nice back cut there, and a great pass inside, but denied. Cavani gets in there and makes things difficult. The block party looks to already be getting started.
Yeah, at 6'3", getting inside of the middle for the Argonauts is going to be difficult at best,
to say the least.
But to take the job of color commentary, quite literally, the Cumberlands jerseys might give you a little bit of flashbacks to your days in high school. The red and white unis with the Patriots across the front.
Including the mascot, Millard South Patriots, repping big time, and a kick ball there keeps it there. But yeah, brings back some great memories of playing on the hardwood. I've actually played at this arena one time, was lucky enough to do that. But yes, gotta always have a little soft spot for the Patriots mascot. But now we see the Argonauts get started here trying to put a bucket against the Patriots. Nice pump fake here, couldn't get much going. Pass gonna be tipped out of bounds. Veloso almost able to get her hand on that one. And she has had a fantastic season. Mid-South Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Was a first-team all-conference selection a few weeks ago. As the Argonauts look to get anything good going. A quick double team out of the inbound, and a 3 on the way with 6 on the shot clock. That one no good, but an offensive rebound, second chance, no good. And stuck between 2 6'3" defenders, you're not going to end up with a good result most of the time, and they don't right there. Now Veloso going to bring it back the other way.
I think that might be the textbook definition of caught between a rock and a hard place.
And that one going to fall out of bounds. Possession stays here with the Patriots. On the season, 43% from the floor is the University of the Cumberlands. That ranks 22nd best in the NAIA. Ball's going to be inbounded here to Lawson. Now it's going to be Veloso with it. Now a quick three in the corner. That one no good. But an offensive rebound is put back no good. Now Veloso's going to come in and clean up. A lot of offensive rebounds. This is what they do best. Three-point look no good. And finally Maldonado ends the possession. That's how they beat you. The Patriots love to pack it in, get offensive rebounds, and just crash, crash, crash. Now we'll see if they can get a bucket here. Now the Argonauts let a three go. Rebound there, nice job. Ending the possession, that was Abby Douglas. Now Veloso's gonna get things set up. Kicks out a drive from Hannah Lawson. Now Cavani's gonna go to work, but she's gonna get stripped. Early on, it's still a tight one. Ball quickly brought inside. Nice post play. The bucket good there from Parker Ezra. Ezra, a two-time All-American, three-time first-team All-Conference, and she's the conference's second leading rebounder. Although she doesn't have the height that the Covani sisters have, she has grit that they, at least that can make them competitive. As a travel called there. Gives possession back the other way. That was Carla Covani. Unfortunate turnover. We are 2.5 minutes into this contest, and both teams with just one bucket. Maldonado looking to get another one here. Nice screen from Ezra. She catches off the screen. She's going to pull up from three, and that's why you can't leave her open. The two-time All-American answers again there. 5-2 the score. All of a sudden, the Argonauts with a little bit of energy. Veloso setting things up. Lawson to Veloso, and a 3-second call in the paint. I believe that was the other sister, Vilma. In the paint just a little bit too long. She has the sole bucket so far. And that's the only tough thing about having as many tall players as you have, is it can get easy to just camp out in the paint, and then all of a sudden it turns into a turnover. Yeah, that could be what really saves Providence this game, is the discipline from Cumberland. They have not looked all that disciplined in the first 4 or so minutes of this game. Argonauts trying to get another bucket and extend on their lead early on. And unfortunate turnover. That's going to land right in the hands of Hannah Lawson. She takes it all the way back for a bucket. Hannah Lawson with her first points of the game for the University of the Cumberlands. Maldonado with it. Gets over to Ezra. And opposite corner pass. We're going to get a wide open three and a wide open connect. Reed Hazard with the bucket there, and Reed Hazard, the sophomore guard from Portland, Oregon. 7.5 points a game. Currently 2 games in a row in double figures, only 4 on the season. Now the response. 3 off the top of the backboard, no good. But Reed Hazard, somebody whose shooting numbers aren't fantastic, but as I said, had a season-high 18 points against Rocky Mountain College a few games ago, and she started all 14 games. Gets a big 3 there to give them a 4-point lead. Yeah, and that's something we were touched on before the game that so far has been executed to perfection from the Argonauts. They have been knocking down almost every open look they find themselves getting. Now the Argonauts look to extend, and they get it inside to Ezra. Tough layup, and she is making it look easy inside. Despite the 2-inch size disadvantage, she is working on the Covani sisters. That's a quick 7 points from Ezra. Covani catches short corner jumper, tried that earlier and knocked it down. Now can't get it to go, and a foul called. Kennedy Cartwright came up with that rebound and held it for dear life. 5:32 to go. The Argonauts in control right now. 10-4 the lead, as we continue to see full court pressure here from the Patriots. The Argonauts really steering the direction this ship is going, and so far, so good for Providence. Let's see if they can continue this trend upward and continue to ascend in this game. Parker Ezra with a jumper. No good. Loose ball on the floor. Now both teams on the floor. A total of about 4 or 5 players jumping on that fumble, and it's going to be a jump ball. Possession stays with the Argonauts. 5:11 left in the first quarter. Providence in control early on. 4 of 7 from the floor to 2 of 7 for the Patriots. It's been a hot start. Inbound to Maldonado, and it's going to be a turnover. Maldonado thought it was poked. so she let it go out of bounds, but it turns out the refs say otherwise. Nobody touches it, change of possession.
Yeah, that was poor communication there from the Argonauts over the top, and they had the wide open look at the top of the key if they just would have been able to get that same ball over the top, just to a different target.
And now Veloso looks to set things up here, still scoreless in this one. Veloso's kind of a do-it-all player for this squad. Now 3 on the way off the back iron. And it's going to be Vilma Carvani. Second chance opportunity, no good. And that one's going to be loose, almost knocked out of bounds, and that one's saved barely. Now Maldonado with a chance to turn it into points. Nice thread the needle pass inside the bucket, good. Maddie Dixon with her first points of the game, and Dixon, the 6-foot freshman center from Pomeroy, Washington, with a big bucket there, was the Frontier Conference co-freshman of the year. Gets her first points in this one.
And as soon as we saw that ball find its way onto a Providence player, the fast break was on. Instantly looking up, 2 players running down the right-hand side. They knew they could get the transition in if they could just get that ball through, and what a pass it was. Like you said, putting the thread right through the eye of the needle.
And now we're going to see some subs, but the Providence Argonauts on top early on. As we said before the call, they have the fourth most votes to be in the NAIA top 25, sitting at 9-5 overall, 9-4 in conference play. The Patriots coming into this one 14-5 overall. Both teams receiving at-large bids. Neither of them could come away with the conference championship title in tournament play, but both of them still ending up in the NAIA tournament with good enough resumes. Now let's see what the Patriots can do. Vilma Kovani goes underneath, goes a little reversal there, gets it to go to end the drought, and finally the Patriots back on the board.
A well-worked play up and underneath there. Always looked to be a player of that quality making that shot.
And Maldonado showing glimpses of why she was Conference Player of the Year. Breaks through a trap, gets to the elbow, knocks down a short little jumper, and now it's back to a 14-6 advantage. And a drive here from Channing Lewis, gets all the way into the lane, loses the basketball, both teams on it. And it's going to be recovered by the Argonauts. Now a trap in the front court, but they're able to get out of it. Now there's numbers. Maldonado, left wing, 3 on the way. She gets it to go. Emily Maldonado, the 50% three-point shooter, gets that one to go, and we will stay here through the timeout. But, oh, and a textbook start from the Argonauts in a game where they cannot afford to give up an inch. They are just undersized as it is, and they are knocking down shots and making it hard for Cumberlands to stay in this game.
Yeah, you said they can't give up an inch, and they are taking a mile. It has been every single possibility to try and bleed the monster out that are the Cumberland Patriots, and they have been doing every single one. Open look, bang. Right down the middle, bang. Threading the needle, right inside the paint, bang. The bigs that they have for Cumberland haven't done anything yet, and everything that Providence done has been executed to perfection.
The Kovani sisters have definitely struggled, and we talked about before the game, Providence only outscoring their opponents by less than 1 point per game. They average 66.2 and give up 65.5. So you kind of expected this game to maybe be a close one, but right now an 11-point advantage early on. They are in control. Providence with 4 wins this year by 4 points or less. But here they are with an 11-point advantage in the first quarter. Now a quick response, 3, that one off the front iron, no good. Ezra with the rebound. And that's going to be a foul on the play. I can't tell which Kovani sister that's going up against. I think that's Vilma. And that's a tough foul, and it looks like it's going to go against Abby Douglas on the play, but just a tough foul on the play, giving up a foul almost 70, 80 feet from the rim, and you're just giving Providence look after look to potentially keep building on this momentum.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think I might understand what they were trying to do. They're trying to prevent that fast break and the transition down the floor because, you know, as big as they are, Cumberland isn't the fastest team in the land.
That one's going to be kicked, so possession stays here. And looking at this Providence squad right now, Parker Esray having a great start to this one. 7 points on 3 of 5 from the floor. And as a team, they're 7 of 11 to start this game. University of the Cumberlands, 3 of 12. It's been a very cold start for the Patriots. They're looking to try to chip away at this Argonauts lead as a loose ball on the floor. And it's going to be a jump ball. Possession is going to stay here. 17-6. We are into the last 3 minutes of the first quarter. The Patriots need to start building some sort of momentum if they want to be in a good position heading into the second frame. Inbound's going to be tipped and stolen. That's stolen by Veloso, averaging 3.4 steals a game. That is 9th nationally. Gets one there. And an unfortunate mistake saving it on the wrong side. Now a 5-on-4 opportunity for the Argonauts. Luckily, nice transition defense to slow them down. Now they have to reset. Maldonado with it. Skip pass opposite. Now they're looking to just get some quick ball reversals. Maldonado with it. Ball screen coming up from Ezra. They are packing it in, trying to make things hard. 6 on the shot clock. Dribbles in. Maldonado splits some defenders, loses it. They have to get one up. Takes a dribble, throws it up at the shot clock expiration. That one off the mark, but does hit the rim. Coming back the other way is Douglas. Douglas has had a very good season so far for this squad. Averaging 9.6 points a game. Layup no good from Veloso. Offensive rebound no good. Another offensive rebound. This one foul on the play. That's going to send Carla Covani to the free throw line. The Covani sisters have definitely been trying to make an impact inside. Been a bit of a struggle early on. That time they were able to come up with enough momentum to end up at the free throw line.
Yeah, they were able to get down low in there. The Covani sisters maybe starting to find a little bit of rhythm, starting to wake up a little bit as we get towards the end of this first quarter.
First free throw up and good from Carla. Now 17-7. They're trying their best to inch away at this deficit. Second free throw, no good. Covani just a 63% free throw shooter, goes 1 of 2 there. Averaging 8.9 points a game for the Patriots. Switching ball screens here, we're starting to see from the Patriots, and now a little bit of trap defense. They're trying to see if they can throw them off and get some turnovers. As 8 on the shot clock, it's going to be a 3 from Maldonado. That one going to be a jump ball, gets stuck inside the rim. An unfortunate miss from Maldonado. But we're starting to see a little bit of pressure coming from the University of the Cumberlands. They want to see if they can force some turnovers against a team that they have those arm reaches and arm lengths over where they can get a tip on a pass and maybe force some turnovers.
Yeah, and that's something that Providence needs to be careful of as we continue to develop into this game. Providence needs to be a little bit sharper in their ability to hold on to the basketball.
Trying to get something on the pick and roll. Douglas drives from the top of the key, loses the basketball, and it's going to be recovered by the Argonauts. Maldonado looking up. Quick ping pass to the corner. Back out top of the key. Maldonado wide open. 3, gets it to go.
Automatic from Maldonado.
A 3-point dead-eye shooter. It has been an unbelievable season for her. Now 2 of 3 from 3 on the game. 50% on the season. Not often you can say a 3-point shooter is 50% on the season. Covani tried to find the other Covani, and that one out of bounds. That was Vilma to Carla. That one tipped out of bounds, and now we're going to see Sylvia Veloso come back in. The 5'7" senior guard hasn't had much production so far in this game. Needs to start getting going. A decent-sized crowd here from Providence, traveling all the way from Montana. Jumper no good, but last touched off Veloso. Possession stays here. That was Kennedy Cartwright who couldn't get the jumper to go. They have a bit of a unique setup coming out of bounds plays. They keep 2 players on the block, 2 on the elbows, and a foul on Abby Douglas. Another questionable foul on her. That's 2. And that's just a tough situation of wanting to put on ball pressure, similar to the other one that was about 70 feet from the rim, where you want to apply pressure and make things hard, but you just put a little too much on it, and all of a sudden it hurts you.
Yeah, and you got to be careful not to get too many on there because you do not want to foul out in a game like this. This is high intensity, high pressure, but at the same time, you need all hands on deck, and you cannot afford to lose any of your starting 5.
Shot clock is dead. 10 seconds on the clock. 20-7 Providence lead. Maldonado gets a screen here from Dixon. And the pass is going to be tipped and I believe stolen. There it is. Coming back the other way, throws it up to Douglas, who can't get anything going, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. The Argonauts on a roll early in this game, and it is a 20-7 lead for Providence. We will take a quick break and come back for the second quarter.
Diverse and inclusive involvement opportunities are abundant at Clark University. Discover your perfect fit in one of our 20-plus student clubs and organizations or one of our 21 athletic teams. Here we are a family. We are one Clark, one community.
And welcome back into the DJ Sokol Arena live from Omaha, Nebraska, as we have your first round coverage of the NAIA Women's Basketball Tournament. Providence with a commanding first quarter. They shot 53% from the floor, and more importantly, 4 for 8 from behind the arc, whereas the University of the Cumberlands, 3 of 14. They just could not get baskets to go. They're not using their size as much in the paint to get them easy buckets.
No, they're not whatsoever. And defensively, they've been at 6s and 7s. They have not been able to shut down anything that the Argonauts have tried to do. As they, maybe have tried to find an answer here on the double team, and they do.
Now a transition opportunity. Ball loose, and it's recovered by the Argonauts. And a foul again. This time wasn't Douglas. I believe it was Kaylee Mathis who picks up the foul there. But we're starting to see on the other end the Patriots putting on pressure, and it's bothering the Argonauts. They are having a difficult time dealing with that trap, the random traps we're seeing kind of in the corners of the front court.
Yeah, it's tough when you put a team like that up and high intensity, high pressure up on their side of the court as they try to transition. This is a Providence team that likes to use a little bit of their speed from what we've seen in transition, and if you take that away, that rattles them.
And Kaylee Mathis gets a block from behind on Maldonado. Now Veloso in transition throws it up top, and Vilma gets an and one. Vilma Kovani has a team-high 6 points now. 6 of the 9 points for this team. 9:21 to go here in the second quarter. They need any sort of spark. And if it's going to start from one of the Kovani sisters or potentially Sylvia Veloso, who still is scoreless in this one. Veloso averages 12.5 points a game. Her shooting efficiency can sometimes waver, but she's always a stud for this team. Was the Defensive Player of the Year in the Mid-South Conference. Now a pull-up jumper. That one knocks it down. That's Maddie Dixon, 4 points for her. And the shooting stroke still there for the Argonauts. Ball's on the high post. They're trying to look inside. They throw it over the top. That one out of bounds, but it's last touched off of Reed Hazard. Hazard with the lone three-pointer on the day. It was nice backside help to keep the ball out of the paint. They're going to need to do that all game long if they want to keep the interior from just being absolutely destroyed by this Kovani sister duo. Into Douglas. Now to Mathis. They're looking to get it inside somehow through different UCLA cuts. Nothing doing. Now Veloso looking to go one-on-one. Nice move over the top. Layup no good. Fight for the rebound is going to be tipped and one. Nice job by Mathis to run in there and at least get a hand on it. Mathis gets into the middle of the paint. Abby Douglas gets a stripped foul on Maldonado. Maldonado off to a hot start. A team-high 8 points. 2 of 3 from behind the arc. Just a typical day at the office for Emily Maldonado.
What a shooter and what a player Maldonado is. Like you mentioned before the game, 50% from beyond the arc so far today, 66%. Just a fantastic shooting rate.
And nice job defensively by Maldonado and Ezra. Just coming in with the double team, making it difficult for Vilma Kovani. Excuse me, that one was Carla Kovani. Nonetheless, possession does stay here with the Patriots. Ball gets inbounded to Douglas. Douglas almost gets it stripped. Kind of a double take on that one as she got the ball altered as she went up for the shot, but nonetheless knocks in the awkward look. Brings it back to a 10-point game. First bucket in a while for the Patriots. And the pressure coming from Veloso against Maldonado, close to a 5-second call. They get it to Ezra. Ezra double teamed on the ensuing possession, and it's turned over again. Another steal for Veloso. Transition layup. Can't get the bunny to go, and those plays are going to be huge. Loose ball on the floor. Both teams still working for it. And finally a jump ball is called. Actually, they're going to call a foul on the play. Not sure who the foul is going to go against, as there was about 4 or 5 players in the mix there. Looks like Lily Hall is going to pick up the foul. And just another example of the University of the Cumberlands doing great things defensively and then not capitalizing on the other end. If they're going to get those turnovers, they need to turn them into points.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this is turning into what was originally a fast-paced game. It's now turned into a slower, more physical game, and if that's the case, it does suit the Patriots a little bit better.
Now a screen coming for Reed Hazard. Kicks out to Maldonado, guarded closely by Veloso, and a foul called. As now a little bit of entanglement there. You can see them starting to get chippy. Both of them kind of pointing at each other here. The ref splitting them up. And now you can see the frustration showing on Veloso's face. She's kind of getting in it with Maldonado. And her bench right now trying to tell her to quiet down, as all of a sudden we could see what we saw in that last game. We could start seeing technical fouls fly, and all of a sudden the pace of the game completely shifts.
Yeah, Veloso has gone to a straight man-for-man, man-marking style right on top of Maldonado. It is Veloso's job to keep one of the best shooters in the country quiet, and that is not an easy task by any stretch of the imagination.
And a foul called on Veloso, trying to get in, kind of a ticky-tack foul, but that's a big one. The crowd starting to get into it too, as we see the chippiness kind of intensify. Veloso, as I said earlier, 3.4 steals per game. That's 9th best in the country. If anybody's going to guard Emily Maldonado, it's going to be Sylvia Veloso. Gets it back to Maldonado, wide open, 3! Gets it to go! Oh my goodness!
Doesn't matter where you put Maldonado, anywhere beyond the arc. Parking lot, Morrison Stadium right next door. Put her on top of the TD Ameritrade building. It's going in.
What a play from Maldonado. 3 of 4 from behind the arc, 3 on the way, that one off the mark. Rebound from Kirsten Pemberton. Pemberton looking for her first bucket of the game. On the season, Pemberton 7 points a game, kicks into the corner, wide open 3, and another one! Reed Hazard with her second 3 of the game. And all of a sudden, it's a big-time 16-point lead for the Argonauts. Not something a lot of people expected in this one, as Maldonado comes in from behind to try to get the steal, and a travel called. Owen, can you draw up a better start to this game for the Argonauts?
I think they've maybe missed 2 or 3 three-pointers. Other than that, no.
It has been a beautiful start. A 30-second timeout. We'll stay here through that timeout. 6:37 to go. Owen, what a game so far from Providence.
What a game, but what I want to touch on is the coaching staff from the University of the Cumberlands. They were trying to get in the referee's ear that Kovani had been fouled on that play, but when you are 6'3", going up against a 5'5" Emily Maldonado, I'm sorry, she could smack you on the arm. You're not getting that call.
At that kind of height, you're definitely at a disadvantage to get those calls. You have to play it through. But it's been a fantastic start, because when you have a team as small as you have, I mean, Parker Ezray is really the only player on that team that can hang with the height of this team. And it doesn't matter, because they're hitting shots, they're getting good looks, and more importantly than that, they're getting stops defensively.
Just saw a little bit of something off the ball that I think is going to come in to be a factor later on in the game. Maldonado and Veloso, just a little bit of a love tap on the way through from Veloso as she went past to try and get her hands on Maldonado.
Definitely a lot of chippiness, and we see a silly foul there from Reagan Bagol. Sends the Argonauts to the free throw line. That one just got her hands on probably 5 feet outside the three-point line, but just an ill-advised foul there in this point in the game. First free throw up and good. Reed Hazard's got 7 points in this afternoon's contest.
The Argonauts 5th in the NAIA with free throw percentage at 78.3%. Sending them to the line when you don't need to is horrible, horrible management.
And Veloso goes one-on-one and gets the bucket against Maldonado. A little bit of a self-check. A little bit of a I'm here there from Veloso, letting Maldonado know that she's going to go and get buckets. Now we see some more trap-style defense. And an offensive foul on Maldonado. Nice job there from Kaylee Mathis, taking that through the chest, kind of selling it a little bit like we've seen so far today, but in the right defensive position to get that call.
Yeah, absolutely, and she did perfectly well there to get the feet set, took the bump. As soon as she felt contact, it wasn't too much embellishment to make it look over the top, but it was just the right amount to sell it to the official. And let's be real, Maldonado was a bit aggressive on the shoulder charge, so I can understand going to ground on a charge like that.
5:55 to go in the second quarter. 15-point advantage. 3 on the way from Mathis, no good. And now some more full court pressure. Maldonado catches again, trapped. They're able to sneak through, get it up the floor, and now a potential bucket opportunity with numbers. They get it into Esrae. What a steal from Parker Esrae inside, an even better pass. That is why she's a 2-time All-American.
And that is composure right there. Getting through the trap, finding the open man again, finding it down into the paint, and the All-American is not going to miss something from that close, especially when the Covani sisters are nowhere to be seen.
And what another great box out from Pemberton, and a foul called on the play. The fouls just keep piling up. The chippiness mounts. We are seeing so many fouls so far in this first half.
Yeah, it's almost getting to the point. I think we have probably crossed the point of ridiculousness at this point.
9 team fouls so far in the first half for this Cumberland squad. And it sends Kirsten Pemberton to the free throw line. On the season, 77% from the stripe. First free throw, no good. From the stripe today, Providence just 1 of 3, as Owen said. Typically a very, very efficient free throw shooting team at 78%. Pemberton's able to get the second one. Now Veloso coming back the other way. Still plenty of time for the University of the Cumberlands. They just need to get some momentum going. Mathis gets a screen from Carvani. Layup up, no good. Last touched off of Esrae. Possession stays here with just over 5 to go in the first half. 32-14, Providence 60% from the floor to the University of the Cumberlands 27%. It has been a lopsided shooting half in favor of the Argonauts. Jumper from Carvani, no good. Vilma Carvani, 3 of 8 from the floor on the game. Extended up to Pemberton, skip pass. And 3 people coming into trap, gives it to Maldonado to relieve some of that pressure. 3 is going to be tipped on the way. Now Veloso with a chance to throw it up in transition. They get it up, great ball movement into Vilma Carvani, and she gets the foul on the play and heading to the free throw line for some opportunities.
And it looked like they had gotten back just in enough time to get the strip and the clean takeaway there, but the foul called on Pemberton.
It was a nice transition look, especially from Kaylee Mathis. Caught that ball in transition, immediately saw Carvani in the middle of the lane, found her. Layup didn't go, but they do get free throws here. And the first free throw, no good. Another chance to potentially inch back in this game, and they let it slip away with the missed free throw. Second one up. That one finds the back of the net. Maybe that's all they needed. Just a little bit of visual support there, seeing the ball go in the net. And there they get a tip and a steal. And now all of a sudden, you have to wonder if we're going to see a little bit of momentum. Now they push it up the floor. They don't let the press get set up. Get it into Esrae. Esrae, reverse layup. Didn't even look like she was facing the basket. Didn't matter. Gets it to go. That's just the kind of day she has had so far. 9 points for Esrae. Excuse me, 11 points for Esrae.
Esrae, not only with the reverse layup there, but putting Covani onto the deck. What a move.
And Addison Wilson comes back with her first bucket of the night. Gets a 3 to go. Now it's a 14-point Providence advantage. Throws it up the floor. Nice job catching the defense off. Now you can reset. They get into Esrae. A lot of contact. That foul called on the play. And we're seeing a lot of hooks going on inside as we see Vilma Covani and Parker Esrae battling inside on both ends of the floor.
And who would have thought Esrae would be routinely getting the better of Covani? I'd assume it would be close, maybe about 60-40 towards Covani, but it has been almost all Esrae in this first half.
Esrae's first free throw, no good. Been a struggle at the free throw line so far. Just 2 of 5 as a team. Even with that, a 14-point advantage right now. Second free throw good. Back to 50%. 35-20. Can Sylvia Veloso get her team rallied together for a comeback run? She sets things up on offense. Trying to go one-on-one. Kicks it out. Floater opportunity in the lane and a foul called. The official towards the coach's line on the Argonauts sideline was the one that called that foul. That's going to be Pemberton's second foul. First free throw, excuse me, up and good. 35-21 the score. We are less than 4 to go in this half. And now some more full court pressure with the second make. And now Providence doing a much better job of just looking up the floor, and that's how you beat a press like this that just has 4 players mounted up. Look up, get the ball up the floor, as now they're just flying around, trapping right now. No effort at all. It's not, I should say no effort, no plan as they get a steal. Now a transition layup opportunity, and she loses it, kicks it off her foot, and another opportunity wasted away when they had a chance to potentially get a bucket closer into this deficit.
Yeah, that's just losing composure at the last second. Olivia Federle saw her name up in lights with the comeback, maybe trying to spark something in her team on that transition layup, and just right off the shin, right up into the stands. Unfortunate there for the University of Cumberlands Patriots.
And now Providence easily breaks this press. Pemberton for 3. That one no good, but an offensive rebound gives them another look. It seems like there's no plan. It seems like the defense for the University of the Cumberlands is just run and trap. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what position you play, you run and trap the basketball.
The way they're playing at the moment with just such a reckless abandon when it comes to defensive pressure and trying to win the ball high up the court, not letting the opposition come anywhere near your defense. It's very reminiscent of Leeds United in the Premier League.
And the 3 on the way, and that's what you do when you pressure that hard. You give up 3-point looks like that. If they're going to have that type of pressure look, they have to be smarter with it.
Yeah, absolutely. At that point, it's just pressing for pressing's sake, and that's something that's gonna kill you every time. And
now the missed jumper no good. Everybody loose on the floor, and a timeout comes from the Argonauts. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here through it. Owen, looking at the defensive effort from the University of Cumberland, they're on the right track. They are doing a type of defense that I think is really going to help them get back in this game. However, you said it perfectly. Reckless abandonment is the way they are styling their defense. They need to have structure with their traps. I do think when Maldonado catches in these corners towards half court, you should go up and trap. But once that ball gets out, you can't just follow the ball and trap every time, because you're going to leave Parker Ezra wide open in the lane to do whatever she wants, and that's why she's got, 12 points right now so far in this game.
Not only are you going to leave open Ezra down on the floor, you go to trap somebody else, you either leave Maldonado or Hazard or somebody else from this team that is just as lethal when it comes to their jump shot, especially from beyond the arc. This team likes to shoot, so when you give them open looks and just press for pressing's sake and no thought, no plan, no plot behind it, you're going to end up not only shooting yourself in the foot with a rifle, they're shooting themselves in the foot with a cannon.
And there's another wide open 3-point look. That one no good. And now a chance for transition points. They throw it up the floor into the opposite corner. Now a big-time 3 on the way. That would have been big if it went, and now Maldonado comes in from behind to get a rebound. Maldonado doing a good job being a floor general right now. Likes to sit there and hold pressure that time. She tried to split defenders. All I had to do was implement the broadcaster's curse. Veloso takes it back the other way and gets the layup to go. All of a sudden, we got a bit closer of a game, back to 14 with less than 2 minutes to go in the half. Maldonado being patient, throws it up, and it's going to be stolen. Maldonado a little bit slow to get back in the play, and it's a layup. All of a sudden, a quick 4 points from the Patriots. Maldonado throws it up to half court. They beat the press, and now they got to slow things down. The Patriots sideline wanted to travel there in the corner. Now 15 on the shot clock. Maldonado's going to take a 3. That one no good. Fight for the rebound. That's going to be last touched off of Veloso. Possession stays here, and they get a fresh 20.
Not often you see Maldonado miss from deep. That one just off the front iron, but who would have thought that Providence would have had this scintillating of a performance in the first 20 minutes?
It has been remarkable to see them just break this press down. They've had a few lapses, but they've handled the pressure fairly well. They lead by 12. Now Trapp, that leaves a wide open shooter in the corner, almost banks it in, and a rebound comes from the Patriots.
Always amazes me when something banks off in the corner. Goodness gracious.
And a tough foul on the play. Parker Ezra looked like she was shoved into that action. She even pointed, I believe, at Carla Covani. After the play, it looked like she might have been pushed into that action, but nonetheless, free throw opportunities. And all of a sudden, with a minute left, they could bring it back within single digits before halftime.
Yeah, this has been a quick turnaround from the Patriots, and it's that high press where they're starting to realize that to do this properly, you need to be able to shut down every passing lane and start to really amp up the pressure, but also do it in a way that you're not totally caught out like they have been in the past.
Despite being 33% from the floor, they only trail by 10 right now against a team shooting over 50% from the floor. The pressure is starting to get to the Argonauts a bit, but they're able to break the press easily there. Tried to enter it into Esra, and it's stolen again. Not using a lot of pump fakes for the passes, and it's leading to turnovers. Now Veloso in transition, layup up and good. We have a ball game. 38-30. Into Maldonado, and a foul on the play. That's going to go against Channing Lewis. Tough break on the play. Maldonado's going to get 2 free throws here, and as we've talked about, if you're going to defend this Argonauts team, the last thing you want to do is bail them out and let them shoot free throws.
Yeah, getting them down the other side of the court, giving them free opportunities from the free throw line. You're not going to be able to get back into it very quickly.
And the Argonauts need to do a better job of using their bounce passes. They get these chances where it's a 3-on-2, they have numbers, and they want to throw it over the top, and that gives defenses time to recover and get a hand on that pass. Use your bounce passes, use your fakes, get them up in the air. You will get easy layup after easy layup after easy layup. You just have to be patient. The way you beat pressure is by being patient.
And you mentioned they need to start playing on the deck more, not necessarily out of the air. You've got to remember, this is not the biggest team in the world. Cumberland, it has the size advantage. Providence has the speed advantage and the agility and the versatility. You got to play it on the deck.
Now Veloso maybe looking to go one-on-one again. They get it to the left wing. Big 3 on the way. That could have been huge. Now no shot clock. Maldonado trapped in the front court. Can she get out of it? Dribbles out of it. 20 on the game clock. And that's going to be a big turnover. A lot of dangerous passing. Now it's almost stolen on the other end. A lot of chaos here in this first half. Into Carla. Carla Covani is going to head to the free throw line with 10.8. A chance to bring it back to single digits. Carla Covani on the season, 63% from the free throw line. Has been kind of inconsistent this year with her point total. She's had 2 games of 20-plus points and 10 plus points 6 times, but has also had plenty of games of 0 or 2 points. That time hits the second one. Got a 9-point game with 10 seconds left in the half. Let's see if the Argonauts can handle the pressure one more time and get a good look. They're taking their time. Here's 6 on the game clock, still at the opposing free throw line. They break it. Now a chance here. 3 on the clock. Jumper. No good. Put back, also no good. A tough end to the half for Providence, but they do head into the break with a 9-point advantage. We saw a fantastic comeback effort from the University of the Cumberlands. Owen, really quickly before we head into a break, what were your takeaways of that first half?
I think they learned from their mistakes, the Patriots, where we were talking about them getting caught up in pressing with reckless abandon and just trying to instill not even organized chaos, just chaos in general for the Providence offense to try to break their way through. And I think in that second quarter, as we got towards the latter stages, to allow them to bring it back to a single-digit game, I think they started to realize that, and they started to have a little bit more organized chaos in the front court and really trying to pin the Providence Argonauts in deep.
And we will see if that chaos continues in half number 2. 40-31, Providence on top of the University of the Cumberlands, as we will be back for momentary halftime analysis and the second half action. We will see you in a moment.
At Clark University, we offer a variety of majors and minors to help you in your academic journey. Tap into your subconscious and consider what you love to do, what you are drawn to do, and what you excel at. Here, we are a family. We are one Clark, one community.
Because no two sports-related injuries are alike, our sports medicine team is made up of people from all medical backgrounds covering a variety of specialties.
We work together to create a treatment plan customized to your individual injury.
We understand that activity is not limited by age, gender, or skill level, and we offer care that is tailored to you.
Sports injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend warrior or an elite athlete, and we'll be here for you when you need us.
We treat a variety of injuries, ranging from ankle sprains to ACL tears to shoulder dislocations. Our goal is to help you recover to your maximum potential.
Whether you're on the field, in the gym, or in your own backyard, our treatment and rehabilitation plans will get you back to your peak performance.
Trust our team with your sports medicine needs.
Game on.
And welcome back into the DJ Sokol Arena in Omaha, Nebraska. We have a fun second half in front of us. Providence on top of the University of the Cumberlands women's basketball team, 40-31. Now, Owen, really quickly before we start this second half, obviously very good shooting first half from Providence, but towards the end of the half we saw University of Cumberland switch up their game plan. They just were intense. That's the only way you can describe it. They were flying around, trapping, like you said, unorganized chaos is the way that they played, and it worked. They got back in within single digits. How do you see this game panning out, knowing what we saw at the end of the half?
It all depends on what the message in the respective locker rooms was, because if it was this, if the message from the Cumberland coach was more of the same ladies, well, we're in for an entertaining second half. Organized or composed or tactical second half? Nope, none whatsoever. But it's going to be fun if that's the case. I think the message should have been for Providence in the locker room. I hope somebody down on the court side was listening to our broadcast. Bounce passes. Keep it on the deck. Or, like you were talking about off air, just quarterback it. Hoof it up the court. Get your strongest player, who would imagine would be Ezra, right?
It would have to be Ezra in that situation. And obviously that's kind of like, now I wouldn't say worst case scenario, but when you have a press.
That's your back pocket option.
Yeah, I'll say when you have a press where there's 4 defenders inside the opposing 3-point line, there's at least 2 or 3 players wide open on the other side of the floor. Against a press like that, Providence has to be patient, and they have to understand, especially Maldonado, because she's the one kind of in the front court a lot of the times dealing with that pressure. She needs to give it, and the second she gets that basketball, her eyes need to look up the floor. She needs to be looking, and the second she catches, she needs to be looking to get rid of it as quickly as possible. And the same thing applies in the half court. If we see that intensity from the University of the Cumberlands defensively, they need to be ready to catch and get rid of it. Don't let the defense set and get that trap, because that's when you start turning it over, and that's when that deficit keeps getting smaller and smaller. So if you're Providence, learn how to handle pressure. And if you're the University of Cumberlands, keep doing what you're doing. Make things hard for Providence. Get in there, keep getting hands in passing lanes, and just make things suffocating.
The only problem with that I could see is when it gets closer to foul trouble. When you've got players getting towards 3-4 fouls, and you're not even in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we definitely saw towards the end of that second quarter a lot of silly fouls coming from ridiculous parts of the hoop. So we definitely hope that the University of Cumberlands doesn't do that in the second half, but it was a completely different quarter from the Patriots. In the first quarter, Providence outscored them 20-7, and then the Patriots outscored the Argonauts in the second quarter 24-20. It was a huge shift, but the Patriots still have work to do. Down by 9 as we are ready to get second half action started. Looking at that first half, 3 players in double figures for Providence. Parker Esrae with 12, Maldonado with 15, and then Reed Hazard with 10. The rest of the team for Providence, just 5 points. 3 players have combined for 35 of the 40 points, and then for the University of the Cumberlands, right now 2 players with 8 points in the game, and that is Sylvia Veloso and Vilma Cavani. They lead the way for the Patriots. Now the Patriots will get the ball out of half. See if they can get a bucket. University of the Cumberlands just 34% in that first half to Providence's 50. Now a short jumper from just inside the free throw line, no good. Nice rebound there, and more importantly, a better secure by Maddie Dixon. Dixon with it, the co-freshman of the year in the Frontier League. Now some more traps. They are pushing Maldonado all the way out towards half court. Nice opposite wing pass, 3 on the way. Just rattles out. Offensive rebound from Dixon, no good, and now they get another look. Maldonado from 3, and another rare miss from Maldonado. This time it's going to be Veloso coming up the rebound. They advance it up the floor, and now it's going to be right back to her, but out of bounds. It was the right idea there. I believe that was Vilma Cavani, caught the pass and tried to throw it right back into the hands of Channing Lewis, but that one I don't think Lewis was quite prepared for, and guess what? More full court pressure here from the Patriots. Nice job there trying to stay out of the corner. Now an opportunity for Providence. Bounce pass into Dixon. Dixon gonna get called with the travel, and that was a good call. She caught it in there, and without taking a dribble, took her pivot foot off the ground. So 1 minute in, nobody has scored, but we've seen a fair share of turnovers. Both teams definitely with some nerves. They want to extend their season 1 more game. The winner of this game takes on Dakota State tomorrow. A loose ball, recovered by Veloso. Layup up off the back iron. And now a foul is going to be called on the floor. Nice effort there from Carla Covani. Carla just 2 points and 2 rebounds in this game. Has struggled to really find her stride. Now we're going to see a 4-high setup. And an offensive foul call, I believe, on the screen that was set to try to get Covani open. And now it's another turnover. They have failed to capitalize on the opportunities that the Argonauts have given them so far today. And now Maldonado a chance with a 3-on-1. Maldonado gets Esrae with a wide open layup. At the last second, Maldonado almost got picked from behind, was able to find Esrae, and the 2-time All-American finishes the layup.
What a frenetic start to this second half. I guess the message in the locker room was more of the same.
Definitely intense play so far in this game. 3 on the way, no good. Maldonado able to rip it down, and now here comes the defense from behind. She's able to cut off Veloso, now cuts off Covani. Gets into the corner, and she's trapped in the corner. Smart play to throw it off the defender. Threw it off Olivia Federli.
Nice little shrug there on the way back from Hazard. She was like, well, what else was I supposed to do there? I had no other option.
Yeah, when you get trapped in the corner like that, the best thing you can do is just ensure you keep possession, and that's exactly what she did there, throwing it off the defender, and they give it right back to her in the corner. They really need to be careful putting the ball in the corner. That is a prime place for a trap to get set up. Now it's going to be inbounded again from Cartwright. Cartwright's going to get into Maldonado. Here comes the trap. They're able to get out of the trap, gets it to Dixon. And now 3 players coming in the trap. They get it inside. That one tipped out of bounds by Carla Covani. Now another look here. 12 on the shot clock. They take it out underneath. 2 players on the elbows, 2 on the block. And another tip out of bounds. They are just getting hands in the passing lanes and making things difficult right now for Providence.
This is, for lack of a better term, the most chaotic basketball game I have ever watched in my life, and I'm loving every single second of it.
Defense is no shortage here. 7 on the shot clock. Pass inside. Dixon catches and fouled on the play. That pass was difficult. Falling off her back heels, throws it over the top into Dixon in the lane with a defender on her, and somehow Dixon comes up with it. Fantastic play that, honestly, drawing it up, you probably wouldn't want to draw it up again.
I have not seen passing quality like that since I last saw the Cleveland Browns play a game.
Now free throw opportunities from Dixon. First one up and good. Maddie Dixon having a very, very good season. 3 games in a row in double figures. Had a career-high 18 points against Carroll back on January 10th. Gets the second free throw to go. 44-31 the lead, back up to double digits.
Cumberland's got to find something here to get their first points of the half, and that was not it.
Just a tough entry angle from Abby Douglas. Could not find Covani in the post, and she's upset. It was the right look, just not the right angle for Douglas. And there again are 4 players almost inside the 3-point line. They just want to pressure, and here's the opportunity for Dixon if she can get up the floor. She cuts back, and then a steal. Douglas takes it in and gets the layup in transition. What a play there.
I am not too sure if that was a steal or a giveaway. That was poor.
And now another chance here with numbers. Pass it across. Esrae somehow comes up with it. Can't get the layup to go. And now a loose ball. Recovered again by Esrae. Still loose. Maldonado wide open 3 from the wing. And that one off the market. This chaotic game is no shortage of insanity. We are just seeing crazy pace left and right. Seems like the mistakes are turning into opportunities for both sides. It's just been a crazy game. And now Veloso looking to slow things down and get a bucket here for the Patriots.
Please don't slow things down. Keep this tempo up.
The fans are digging it. 3 on the way. That one off the back iron. And that one's going to be last touch off of Covani. Nice box out there from Parker Esrae. Now we're going to see Pemberton come back into the game. 44-33. And Esrae is going to come out of the game. Again, 4 players inside or at the 3-point line. We'll see what the Argonauts decide to do here. And trying to dribble now in a dangerous spot, stuck in the corner. The trap comes in, and she turns it over. She gets the ball stripped from her. That is the last place you want to dribble, is down the sideline, because the sideline acts as a defender. So when you get caught there, it's essentially a triple team at that point.
You got nowhere to go, no one to pass it to, and unfortunately, nary a hope in the world.
And now Kovani with a chance inside, and one finish from Carla Kovani. 4 points, and that's the biggest bucket we've seen this half. Brings it back within 9 when it looked like the Argonauts might start pulling away. That's the first foul on Maddie Dixon. Just been an insane second half. End of the first half, beginning of the second half. Pace has been a premium. Free throw good from Kovani. More pressure from the Patriots. This time they're able to get out of it. And they keep backing up, which is letting them reset the trap. I don't know why they keep doing that, but now they're able to get past it. And now they're able to set. Maldonado kicks it over, wide open 3. That one off the mark. And a foul called on the play against Kennedy Cartwright. Kennedy Cartwright still scoreless in this one. On the season, averaging 7 points a game and second on the team in assists, but just struggle to get going here.
This has been the exact replication of the second quarter thus far, with one major difference. Providence cannot shoot at the moment.
Yeah, they have gone cold. They were 50% at the half, now down to almost 40%. And a foul on the play, almost got the lucky and one there. Sylvia Veloso back to the free throw line. 77% from the free throw line on the season. On the day, 0 for 1. 6:03 left in the third quarter. First free throw good from Veloso, and we are back within 7. 44-37 the score. Second free throw good from Veloso, and now we're going to see some substitutions and, more importantly, a chance for the Patriots to set their press that has worked very well so far this half. The key for Providence is once they get up the floor, they can't turn around. They just have to beat the press and keep going. Now the ball advanced up the floor to Pemberton. Pemberton's going to cross half, and now they're able to get set. Almost turns it over. Able to keep possession, and another steal. And they throw it up to Veloso. Veloso catches, pump fakes, nice spin, and the patient move gives him a layup. 44-40. We got a game, ladies and gentlemen. Sit tight. Maldonado. Trap coming to set. And another steal. Oh my goodness. Providence with 17 turnovers in this game. This pressure has been insurmountable for the Argonauts. They are struggling to keep possession every time they have the ball here in the second half. Over the top, that one just soars out of bounds, and the head coach furious right now with Channing Lewis. Tried to throw it over the top, was the right idea, just not the right positioning for that play.
And here we go again with the press. You put enough pressure on a lump of coal, it turns into a diamond, but right now, I'm not too sure when the Argonauts are going to find theirs. It has just been all Patriots on the chaos so far.
And a jump ball gives the possession still to the Argonauts, but just another example of this press causing insurmountable issues for this Argonauts team. Maldonado gets a chance to not have to deal with the press. Finally, they get a clean possession, but the trap comes. Pemberton inside to Esrae. Nice little spin around jumper off the back iron. They are ice cold, and this sideline for the Patriots is electric. 4:47 left in the third. Back to a 4-point game. 3 on the way. No good. Fight for the rebound, won by Abby Douglas. Layup back up and in. 2-point game. And Maldonado lets the trap get set, and a foul called on Kovani. That's going to go against Carla. 4:33 to go in this tightly contested second half. It has been a vicious comeback from the Argonauts. Excuse me, from the Patriots. And here the Patriots come again with the pressure. They throw it out of bounds, and another turnover. Make that 20 turnovers with 4:33 left in the third quarter for the Argonauts. It has been a colossal meltdown for Providence. They have not been able to get anything going against this tough pressure that seems fairly reasonable to try to beat if you look up the floor. And now Kovani with a chance to tie, and a travel called on the play. Kovani just one too many steps. Now Owen, do you think this is the time they can beat the pressure?
There's nothing that's changed in the past 17 times they haven't been able to beat the pressure. It's turnover after turnover after turnover. I haven't seen this many turnovers since the last time I was at Timeout Chicken in North O. All the Apple turnovers, every single one of them. They finally are going to the charity stripe and get something going offensively.
Love the shout out to nice place in Omaha to go grab yourself a turnover.
One of my favorite chicken places in town, if not my favorite chicken place in town. However, they could open up a bakery with the amount of turnovers they're having today.
They're able to get past the pressure there. Now Maldonado to the free throw line. It has been an unreal pace in the second half. Just pressure after pressure coming from the Patriots. First free throw good for Maldonado. Just 5 points here in the third quarter for Providence. They have really struggled to get going. Second free throw, no good. And a rebound recovery. Just 8 of 11 from the free throw, 8 of 12, excuse me. Veloso drives in, layup, no good. Now a rebound chance, trap coming. And they do a good job of getting out of it. Now it's just a matter of handling pressure. Maldonado with a trap coming. Dribbles right into the trap. Gets it out now, pass inside to Parker Esray, layup, and that's right there how you beat it. Look up the floor, be patient, and you'll get the layups you want. Nice way to end the run for Providence.
Patience, 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 my young Padawan. We still have many more minutes of basketball to come.
3:38 left in this third quarter. Back to a 5-point advantage. The Patriots making a huge run. Layup up, no good from Veloso, and a foul on the putback. Not sure if that was on the floor or if that was in the air. And that will send Veloso to the free throw line. Whew. I just feel like we all need a deep breath right now. What a second half this has been. It just feels like every time, if you blink, something happens.
Do broadcasters get to call timeouts? Like, do we have a set amount up here? Because I need to catch my breath.
I think we should ask. We should go down and ask the officials if we can start getting some for these games, at least as long as this Cumberlands team is playing. As the free throw good there. As long as this Patriots team is on the floor, you can guarantee your heart is going to be racing. And for these Argonauts, their hearts are definitely racing. 2 free throws good there. Right on cue, the pressure. And the trap coming, they let it get set, they get it to Maldonado, now she's got a chance to break free. Maldonado dribbling up the floor. Gets all the way into the lane, gets it off to Esray. And a jump ball called. Nice job from Vilma Kovani, getting her hands in the lane and forcing a turnover. They finally got past the press, it looked really good, and then a play where Parker Esray keeps it down low, lets somebody get in there and get the strip.
Now, Matt, you have been, how long have you been in the game of basketball?
A little over a decade.
In all of your years of watching the sport, have you ever seen a consistent press of all 5 players in the front court?
I can tell you this, I've never seen 20 turnovers by a team in 3 quarters, and that's what this Patriots team has done. They've forced that kind of level of intensity where 20 turnovers is possible, and it's honestly an unreal performance. Like you said, I've watched basketball for a long time, and this is one of the more unusual games I think I've ever seen.
It's unlike anything you could possibly ever even dream up right now. Somehow, the Cumberland Patriots have come back from the dead, essentially.
First free throw, no good there, but you're completely right. I mean, we talked about before the game, when you call 4 games in a day, it's easy for the energy to drain as the games go on, and the Patriots just ensure that we don't feel that feeling, because they have just brought it now back within 2 with that free throw, and now almost another turnover.
My coffee is literally just staring at me at the moment. I don't need it. I am so amped up by this game, because I don't know what's going to happen next.
And now we're going to see the Argonauts again try to break the pressure. They get across half, but the trap following behind. Tried to get into Dixon. Dixon recovers. Nice job by Dixon. Maldonado steps back. Nice job not taking that one. And a foul called, and that's what we talked about at halftime. When you amp up the pressure, sometimes you can get silly fouls like that. So you have to make sure that if you're the Patriots, you pressure to an extent. You need to be smart.
Already in the bonus. We're not even at the 2-minute mark in the third quarter.
Oh, I just needed a big drink of water. I need to try to collect my thoughts here. What a game we have. Parker Esray at the free throw line here. Chance to try to extend this to a 2-possession lead. Makes the first one. Esray with 17 points on the game, 7 of 11. She's been the highlight of this team besides Emily Maldonado. Second free throw up, no good. The free throws have not been as efficient, and a foul in the backcourt. The free throws have not been as efficient today for Providence, a team that is one of the best in the country from the stripe. Has just struggled to knock them in a game where you need to knock them in. They have failed to do so far in the second half. 48-45, what was once a 20-7 game through the first quarter of action is now back within 3. First free throw good. Carla Kovani was 6 points on just 1 shot from the floor. Second one up and good. The Patriots slowly but surely creeping back in this one, and we have had a long third quarter. And now a foul in the front court. Gonna send the Argonauts back to the free throw line. You know, before the game we talked about potentially a free throw shootout. I didn't think we meant it literally. We are gonna have a long last 2 quarters with all the fouls that we have seen. We're gonna have a lot of free throws in front of us.
And here's the thing. The Argonauts are eventually going to get into the bonus as well. They're committing fouls on almost as regular of a basis as the Patriots. It might just come down to who can knock their own charity stripe opportunities down.
And Pemberton answers the call. 2 for 2 from the stripe, gets it back to a 3-point lead. 2:48 left in this third quarter. What feels like it's been a millennium of a third quarter. 50-47 the score. Providence holding on for dear life against this pressure from the Patriots. Veloso trying to get the possession started, and a 3 from Abby Douglas. That one long. Maldonado rebound, and here comes the traps. She's able to get it up to Dixon. Dixon trying to weave through, and there's a storm of defenders following. Pemberton splits, loose ball, and it's recovered by Dixon. They avoid the turnover here. And now a baseline drive, reverse layup up, and just rattles out. And Veloso's gonna come up with it. Here comes Veloso coming back the other way. 14 points for Veloso. Layup no good, and a rebound put back there from Carla Kovani. 50-49. Maldonado's able to split the press, 3 defenders trailing. Now they reset. More traps coming. They just want to put on the pressure. They get it to the middle of the paint to Dixon. Out wide open, 3 on the way. They finally get the answer. Kennedy Cartwright with her first shot from the floor today. Gets that one to go, makes the lead back to 2 possessions.
My jaw is almost constantly on the floor watching this basketball game.
Well, you know what? We get a 30-second timeout now to kind of catch our breath, break down what we're seeing. I mean, obviously, this was the first possession. The entire quarter, I feel like, where Providence was finally able to breathe. They were finally able to get an open look from the perimeter from what we've seen so far here in this third quarter.
Yeah, because Cumberland went from a 5-man press to a 3-man press. It's still, don't get me wrong, it's an intense press, but Maldonado is one of those players where she's able to split the press. We saw her just slip right by defenders. We're starting to see her kind of develop more into this, I don't want to say backcourt general, because there's no such thing as a backcourt in this game. It's just court.
And now we're going to get both teams coming back on the floor, but looking at the box score, 41 of the 53 points scored by Providence from 3 players. Emily Maldonado, Reed Hazard, and then Parker Esray. The 3 that have really controlled the tempo, but in the third quarter, it's been very much in favor of the Patriots, but that one last touched, I believe that was Channing Lewis. But now they get a chance to set up their press. Rarely do you get a chance to see a team miss as many opportunities as the Patriots have and benefit from it because they're able to set the press, but now they're starting to back off the pressure a little bit.
Fatigue could be playing a factor. It's the same way where you see teams that play such a high intensity type attack or press Jurgen Klopp teams over the years have had a lot of fatigue, a lot of injuries. No injuries so far, thankfully. I think fatigue might just be starting to play a factor because, you know, you're going at 100 miles a minute. You're going to eat up gas pretty quick.
And Parker Esray gets a fairly easy look on that play, and the only reason I make that statement is just considering how difficult everything's been for the Argonauts this quarter. The second the pressure backs off, the Argonauts able to get a good look, get free throws, and now a chance to make this a 6-point lead, and they do. So just like that, the pressure backs off, the lead back up to 6 for the Argonauts. You wonder if they're just going to take a temporary break for the last minute of this quarter, and then for the final 10, go back to the pressure we saw. Veloso holding.
Must be said for Veloso. She has, I don't know if calmed down is the right word, but regained her composure. She has not nearly had as many altercations on the court as we saw in the first half.
And now out to Maldonado, wide open three. There it is! Big time three from the big time leader. Emily Maldonado with a big one. 58-49.
Perfect shot from distance. Catch and shoot play from Maldonado in the corner.
Just like that, the intensity stops, the lead grows. Nice pump fake, Abby Douglas, pull-up jumper from the middle lane, way off the backboard, and now shot clock dead, no pressure. This lead could go up to double digits, just like that, if they can get a bucket, and a foul on Veloso sends Emily Maldonado to the free throw line. And
I'm going to go ahead and bet the house, the car, everything on Emily Maldonado to make these 2 free throws. Shooting, let me find the stat on the sheet here, 92% from the free throw line.
That's 3rd best in the country. But today, just 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Already with a miss, gets that one to go. Owen, with just over 2 minutes to go in this quarter, it was a 3-point game. And all of a sudden, we have a 11-point advantage now with the Maldonado free throw because the pressure backed off.
Yep, exactly. Providence, when you actually let them play their brand of basketball or play any brand of basketball whatsoever, they're gonna kill you. It's when you start to get that press, where you start to rattle them a little bit on all fronts of the court. That's when Providence really starts to second guess themselves. The pressure backed off, shots started falling. It's simple, simple mathematics. And I think it might just be, like we were mentioning, University of Cumberland Patriots might just be reserving their energy for that final quarter to really put the pedal to the metal.
And the second free throw, no good. 10-point lead, 3 on the clock. Gonna have to get something up here. She kicks it across, not enough time. Maybe she got it off. Nothing doing from Pemberton. That will take us to the final quarter. 10 minutes remaining. Everybody at home, take a deep breath. We have 10 more minutes of intense basketball in front of us. 60-50, Providence on top. We'll be back in a moment.
Diverse and inclusive involvement opportunities are abundant at Clark University. Discover your perfect fit in one of our 20-plus student clubs and organizations or one of our 21 athletic teams. Here we are a family. We are one Clark, one community.
I hope everybody got a cold drink of water, maybe had a chance to sit down for a sec because we got 10 minutes left in this one, and we're going to have to see what kind of pressure the Patriots come out with, and it's right back on schedule. They want to get some steals and make this a game. They took off the pressure momentarily, went back to 10. Chance for 13? No. And the rebound there, and a foul called. Channing Lewis comes up with the rebound. Excuse me, that might have been Reagan Bagol. Kennedy Cartwright does pick up the foul, though. Cartwright had a big 3 earlier in this contest. The lead is 10, 9:49 to go. We see the pressure turn back up. We might have to give the men's teams a chance to get some extra time for warm-ups for the next game. That third quarter took a lot of time with all the fouls and pressure we saw. I'm anticipating we're going to see something similar this quarter. Veloso, tough layup, gets it to go over Maldonado, and Maldonado is hurt. She gets up under her own power. Looks like there is a significant amount of pain in her leg, but looks to maybe just walk this off. And she is a player they can ill afford to have on the bench. And it looks like she will walk this off and be okay. That would have been a big blow for the Argonauts if she couldn't be in, but if she's in, even limping, this could have a huge impact on this game, especially with the 9th leading steal Garner guarding her this game. Now a chance to break the press. Maldonado looks to be at least fast enough to break it, gets it to Dixon. Now they get a chance to work in the half court. Here comes the traps again. Maldonado gonna take a deep three from the right wing. Hey! I think the leg is fine. Hits the big time three.
I was just about to say she's limping into the spot, and it doesn't matter if you have to push her in like a catapult into position. You just got to get her in the right position, and it's going.
Big time bucket brings the lead back to 11. Almost a turnover on the ensuing possession for the Patriots, but they'll get it out underneath. Going to be inbounded here from underneath. Struggling to get it in. They get it into Lewis. Lewis gets it off, pump fake, kicks it out. That's going to be stolen. Throws it up, Pemberton with it. Trying to turn the corner now, trap coming, foul from behind. It's going to be Hannah Lawson picking up the foul, just 1 for 5 from the floor today. 8:49 left. It is an 11-point advantage for the Argonauts, who have just been holding on for dear life this entire second half. Nice screen from Esrae there, giving him a little bit of breathing room. Pass opposite. And wide open under the rim was Dixon. Had her for a second. That pass just a little too late, and now a chance for bucket. Nobody stops ball. Great bounce pass and a foul. Carla Covani wanted that layup to go, but she will get 2 free throws here. Covani on the day, 5 of 7 from the stripe, better than her season average. 1 more free throw will put her in double figures. That one off the back iron, no good. And right now, if you're the University of the Cumberlands, you need every point you can possibly get. Second free throw off the back iron, 2, and a foul called, I believe, unless it was a violation. And it was. I'm not exactly sure who the violation was on, but that is a blessing in disguise for Carla Covani. Gets another chance at a free throw. And she knocks it. There's a saying in basketball, ball don't lie. And that time it didn't lie there, brings it back to 10.
I don't see how a ball can lie. It can't speak, but if you could speak about this game afterwards, it's something I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be telling my grandkids about this game.
And a hard foul there from behind by Veloso.
You heard I don't know if sliding was the right word, the skin along the, I could feel that from up here along the shoulder.
She'll feel the court burns tomorrow, but the pain has subsided now, as that is the 4th foul on Veloso, but a turnover here. Here comes Channing Lewis on the other end. Kicks it out. Veloso, nice pass into the corner. 3, good! Lily Hall with her first bucket of the game, and it's a huge one. Brings it back to 7. Too much dribbling against this press. Can they beat it? They get it out to Dixon. Dixon finds Pemberton, and they're going to slow things down and collect themselves. Entry pass into the block, foul from behind, and that was a good call. And that's always a tough position inside when you're 6'3", because even when there's not a lot of contact, you can still get dinged for that foul sometimes, just because of the lankiness.
It's the size advantage, but it's also the size disadvantage. It looks constantly like you're the one fouling.
3, no good off the front iron, and it's going to be recovered. Pemberton's going to get it. Skip pass over, and another look here, and a fresh 20. Pemberton for 3. That one no good. That one's going to be last touched off of Maddie Dixon. Still within striking distance. It is a 7-point advantage for Providence. 7:30 left in the game. Veloso brings it up. She's got 4 fouls. She's got to be careful. Getting some ball reversals. Right now, Providence really trying to protect that drive. Layup no good. Grabs her own rebound. And Lewis called for the travel. Just took off a little bit too quickly. And we're starting to see Providence do a much better job just packing in that interior defense. They don't want to make things easy to get a layup here. And now a quick break of the press. And another turnover. That is going to be 24 on the game for Providence. And now a big chance here for the University of the Cumberlands to potentially start marching into this game. And a big note right now, Maldonado on the bench right now. Looks like they appear to be wrapping her leg. And an offensive foul and one finish. A chance for a 3-point play, and that could have been one of the biggest plays of the game.
Well worked inside from Kovani, and we've said that time and time again. The Kovani sisters had a slow start to this game. They built into it though, and they have really shown not only their athleticism, but their ability, their intensity on the court. They have grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck.
13 points for Carla Kovani on a perfect 3 of 3 from the floor. Maldonado being looked at on the sideline, poked and stolen, and Pemberton able to come up with it again. A lot of contact on both ends of the floor right now for the Patriots, and a foul on the play. Coming from behind. You have to wonder about Maldonado's status right now. She's being wrapped up on the sideline, looked to be looking at her ankle. Doesn't look like she's going to be out of the game because she's still on the sideline, but definitely cause for concern if you're the Argos.
Yeah, and that's one of your main offensive threats, if not the main offensive threat. 22 points this afternoon for the Argonauts.
And now a short corner jumper. That one no good, but an offensive rebound. Kicks it out. Now another fresh opportunity here. And another wide open 3-point look. That one on the mark. Brooklyn Ham. Excuse me, Brooklyn Ham. Going ham, I should say. First bucket of the evening. Brings it to 7. And that's going to be a foul on the play. I believe that was Kovani. That's going to be the 3rd foul on Kovani. And we are at a big point in the game. Looking at the foul trouble for the University of the Cumberlands. 4 fouls for Veloso, 3 for Abby Douglas, 3 for Kaylee Mathis, and 3 for Carla Kovani, as well as 3 for Reagan Bagol. Many, many players right now in foul trouble for this Patriots squad, and you can't expect any less given the intensity we've seen in the front court defensively. First free throw good from Ezra. Second free throw connects as well. 6:23 to go.
And we look over in what would believe be the northwest corner of DJ Sokol Arena, that little concourse hallway area. They're trying to get Maldonado able to walk or run it off, and it is not looking good for the junior guard out of Sunnyside, Washington. She is struggling on her leg at the moment.
Yeah, they need to try to get her healthy right now, just doing some walking and running exercises. But in the meantime, her team's trying to hold on. 68-59. Out to Veloso. Veloso drives in. Floater. They actually pass it in. Douglas. Layup up. No good. Fight for the board. Last touch off of the Patriots. 5:59 to go. This game creeping up over an hour and a half of game time so far. And we still got 6 minutes of clock left. Ball inbounded. Pemberton splits some defense. Nice crossover. Single-handedly breaks that press. An opportunity to score. They decide to pull it back and manage the clock a little bit here. Here comes the pressure. Skip pass over, and it's going to be a steal. Lily Hall comes up with it. In transition, Hall, layup, no good. And it looks like that's going to be a foul on the Argos. I'm not sure who that's going to go against. Just a tough play on the other end where They had a look to score, and the Argonauts elected to hold the basketball, which ended up resulting in a turnover where, yet again, bounce pass was not utilized. They tried to throw it over the top. Tip pass turns into a steal.
It is not nearly the time for you to start playing clock management and trying to get out of here with the lead you have, especially with the pressure that the Patriots have put on you this afternoon. You put your pedal to the metal. If you have a shred of a chance to put more points on the board, you have to take it. Otherwise, the way the University of the Cumberlands are playing at the moment, you will not get many chances.
And a huge turnover. The inbound looked to be off of the Argos, but they give possession to the Argos. And more importantly, we're seeing Maldonado kind of hobble back onto the bench. It looked like she was walking a little bit more where it looked like there wasn't as much hobble. But that being said, it does look like she's taking off her shoe again. I'm not sure if they're going to try to rewrap or if that's it for the game for Emily Maldonado. And a foul on the inbound. That's Maddie Dixon getting fouled. That's going to send Dixon to the free throw line.
And that's going to put Cavani in foul trouble. It's her fourth foul of the second half, putting her in deep trouble of fouling out here.
Yeah, Cavani and Veloso, their two best players, both with 4 fouls, still over 5.5 minutes left. Definitely flirting with dangerous territory for the Patriots if those two cannot come back in this game. Dixon's high-arching free throw goes.
But we also said that was one of the risks you play when you play that high press. When you play an intense style, you always lend yourself to getting in trouble with the officiating crew. And that's exactly what we've seen from Cavani and from Veloso so far.
And an excellent offensive rebound there. That's Brooklyn Hom. Hit the three a few possessions ago, and just like that, a missed free throw just turns into 2 more opportunities and a chance to make this a 12-point game.
Yeah, you said Hom went ham earlier there. She was no chicken going up for that contact.
First free throw good from Hom. 70-59, this game has seen a little bit of everything. It was a blowout, then it was close, then it was a 12-point game, then it was close. Now it's back to 11. Now one last touch off of the Argos.
She's still getting wrapped up on the bench. Emily Maldonado trying, I would imagine a player like her, the mentality, the leadership, the tenacity of a player like Emily Maldonado, she wants desperately to be out on the court in the first round of the national tournament.
With a chance to play tomorrow night. Emily Maldonado watches as her team tries to close this one out. Layup up, no good. Offensive rebound. The putback good from Carla Cavani. 15 points on just 3 shot attempts.
She's got to be careful, though, going for those offensive boards with how many fouls she has.
And finally, they throw it up, and they have a chance to just hold it here. That's exactly what I've been telling you all game is what they need to do. Just look up the floor. And Hom again! 6 points for Hom in the last few minutes of action, and they've come at a perfect time as it keeps pacing this lead back up to double digits. On the other end, the bunny doesn't go, and the block from behind call the foul. This game just slowly creeping along down the back stretch of the second half. That's going to send Cavani to the free throw line. 13 points, 3 of 3 from the floor, 7 of 10 from the free throw line. As a team, the Cumberlands right now, 19 of 25 from the stripe. Providence, 19 of 26. And you just show me the very important statistic right now. Then it's been the second, third, and fourth quarter where we've seen it. 26 turnovers for the Providence Argonauts.
A grand total of 3 shy of 50 turnovers in this game.
Both teams playing at a pace that you just, there's only so much you can do to enhance any sort of control. You have to just at some point let loose and play, and that's what these two teams have done. They are playing pure, raw basketball, and we are going to take a quick full timeout here. 4:41 to go, 72-53. Providence looking to hold off the comeback from the Patriots. We'll be back in a moment.
Because no 2 sports-related injuries are alike, our sports medicine team is made up of people from all medical backgrounds covering a variety of specialties.
We work together to create a treatment plan customized to your individual injury.
We understand that activity is not limited by age, gender, or skill level, and we offer care that is tailored to you.
Sports injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend warrior or an elite athlete, and we'll be here for you when you need us.
We treat a variety of injuries, ranging from ankle sprains to ACL tears to shoulder dislocations. Our goal is to help you recover to your maximum potential.
Whether you're on the field, in the gym, or in your own backyard, our treatment and rehabilitation plans will get you back to your peak performance.
Trust our team with your sports medicine needs.
Game on.
.441 left in this contest. 72-53, Providence on top. They're going to inbound here, going the length of the floor. And it's a matched up press here. Now the trap doesn't quite come. I think there was a miscommunication, and the head coach of the University of the Cumberlands furious right now. The trap did not get quite set, but the entry pass inside recovered by Ham. And they kick it out. Ham having to play a lot of minutes with Maldonado being on the bench. Now a wide open three in the corner from Kennedy Cartwright, no good. That one touched last off of Providence. And the Providence sideline disagrees with that one. From our angle, it looked like it might have been last touched off the Patriots.
It did look, I would say 50-50. I would say 50-50. They overturn the decision and go over Veloso, give it to the Argos down below. 4:21 left, and it's still a 9-point game.
And one interesting stat line I found in this game, the Cumberlands, 2 of 16 from 3. They have yet to been able to work it, but they have forced 27 turnovers. That has kept them in this game. It does not matter if you can't shoot from 3, if you can't, or if you can force turnovers. Channing Lewis from 3. 6-point game. Channing Lewis with a big one there.
That 3 was purely to spite you for saying that comment, Matt.
They just want to get back at me, but now Ham the other way! What a game! Back and forth slugfest we have going on here at the DJ Sokol Arena in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh my goodness gracious, what in the world?
And now another 3-point look. That one off the back iron, the place would have exploded. But Douglas with the rebound. Gabby Douglas with the putback. Just as important as the 3. Can they get past this pressure? And a swat from Gabby Douglas out of bounds. Possession stays with the Argonauts. Again, 4 players creeped up inside the 3-point line. And we're gonna get a timeout here. And we will stay here through the timeout. 75-68 the score, 3:30 to go. This game's never gonna end. I hope you know that. We're gonna be here all day doing this game. It's been insane how it's back and forth.
I don't want it to.
Every time you think this game is gonna start heading in one direction, they completely try to trick you and throw something different at you. They hit a 3 on one end, the Patriots. What happens on the other end? Ham responds for the Argonauts. It's just been back and forth trades like that all night long.
As unpredictable and as you can't predict the plot of this game. You can't predict how the story is going to go. It feels like the new Star Wars trilogy. There's no rhyme nor reason to this game, but it's incredible to watch.
And now they're going to inbound here. They throw a Dan Marino pass down the court, and it's going to be recovered in the corner. And now they got to manage the clock here. Pemberton's going to take a 3. That one may have been a bit ill-advised, but Ham with the offensive rebound. And they're going to stop play really quickly. It might be a clock issue that they're looking at here. I'm not exactly sure what they're looking at. 3:19 to go, 75-68. Both teams are going to head to their respective benches. They're not going to call timeout. They're not going to stop play officially. The officials are just going to go to the table and take a look at something. I'm not quite sure what it is.
I don't know either. I was just about to reference, either team going into their corner in the octagon. This isn't an MMA fight. This is a street fight between these two teams. It has no, like I keep saying, no rhyme, no reason. It is pure chaos. I am loving every second of it. I never want this game to end. Providence versus Cumberland forever.
This is just one of those feelings right now where it feels like the middle of a 10th round, where both fighters are in the corner.
They're gassed, but neither of them are going to give an inch.
They're rubbing Vaseline, they're giving them water, they're trying to get them hydrated, and they're keeping them focused. 3:19 to go. It's the middle of the 10th round right now. These fighters right now, that's what I'm going to call them. These fighters are duking it out right now over this last quarter, and This second half feels like it's been going on for 3 hours. And like you said, I wouldn't want it any other way.
No, this is basketball. This is March. This is why we love this game. It is unbelievable, the game that we have seen so far today. You look at the stat sheet, and you would not expect a game with 27 and 21 turnovers, respectively, to be, I guess, entertaining. This is more than entertaining. This is scintillating. This is cannot miss television. If you're missing it, A, you won't be hearing my voice, but B, what are you doing?
Missing out on a classic, an instant classic here at the first round of the NAIA National Tournament. The winner of this game takes on Dakota State tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
And if you're Dakota State, what do you say before this game? You're watching what's happening on the court at the moment. How can you prepare for this? Either way.
You kind of understand going into tomorrow's game that whoever you get, it's going to be chaotic, and a foul from behind Gabby Douglas.
They're arguing jump ball. I'd give it the jump ball.
It's such a tough point in that game, but that may have been Abby Douglas's 5th foul, and that is the end of the night for Abby Douglas.
She might not be the only one to foul out of this game, with one of the Covani sisters and Veloso both in foul trouble as well on 4.
Abby Douglas will finish the game with 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. As now we see a fresh face into the game.
Coming in is going to be Alicia Otis off the bench.
Hasn't seen a lot of minutes, but definitely one of those post players where in the absence of somebody like Parker Esray, you definitely want to have a body like that in the paint. 75-68, the first free throw no good from Pemberton. Knocks down the second one, back to 8. Still over 3 minutes to go. Yeah, 6'5" junior center from Kennewick, Wisconsin. Excuse me, Kennewick, Washington, I apologize.
It does sound like a Wisconsin town name.
It does. But now the other way, the University of the Cumberlands. Trying to make this a game again. Down by 8, 3 minutes left. Here comes Veloso. Jumper on the way, no good. Hom with the rebound. Hom has played great minutes for the Argonauts in the absence of Maldonado. And now Kennedy Cartwright wanted that 3, kicks it out. Now they're going to work the clock. Less than 3 to go. Skip pass over to Hom. Inside the line. Jumper no good. And there was a nice offensive rebound opportunity that Otis created on that play. And now Pemberton cross-court pass. Cartwright's going to pump fake, and she's going to kick it out. That one may be turned over. Loose ball on the floor, and it's going to be recovered. Pass up the floor. Here we go. Layup opportunity. And it's no good. Offensive rebound. The put back good there.
Otis with some nice recovery defense there. She got a tip on the initial layup.
And that's going to be a blocking foul, and I believe that is number 3 on Channing Lewis, excuse me. That's a big one. And for the rest of the way, similar to the first half, expect free throws. Free throws, free throws, free throws. This is where we find out which team is going to head to play tomorrow and which one is going to pack up their things after tonight.
Either way, whoever goes home tonight can leave this gym with pride. Heads held high. This has been a title fight.
1 for 2 from the line, but Hom again with the offensive rebound. Now another look. Pemberton's going to reset at half court.
Maldonado officially done for the night, no matter which way this game goes from deep.
That one no good, but another offensive rebound and a nice slip-through layup up and good. Kennedy Cartwright with one of the bigger buckets for herself this game. That's going to be 5 points for her. And nice kick out, huge 3-point opportunity from Channing, no good. Now they're going to need another one. That one off the mark, 2 nice box out. Pemberton's going to recover. Now 1:35 to go. 9-point advantage for Providence. She picks up a half court. And a timeout taken here, and a 30-second one. So we will stay here. 79-70, 1:32 left. Owen, as a head coach in this situation, 1, you have to be exhausted, just mentally exhausted. But 2, how do you get your team to stay focused enough on the task at hand, especially if you're Providence, to not turn it over, to get good free throw opportunities, make your free throws, and close this game out and take on Dakota State tomorrow?
I would say pass the ball around and try to kill as much clock as possible. But we've seen tonight that passing the ball around for either of these teams is A, not the style, and B, not the right idea. Grand total on the night, 49 turnovers. We're close to the 50 mark.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that in a game, and it's credit to both defenses. They've done a great job just implementing different strategies to make it hard.
They're very different styles of defense, but with the same result, forcing turnovers. But if I'm the head coach, pedal to the metal. Get points where you can get points and put yourselves well and truly out of range.
And now a nice pump fake, drives in, pump fakes, trying to kick it out. It's going to be poked away and stolen. Channing on the other way, foul on the floor. Channing Lewis heading to the free throw line. 9 points, a perfect 4 for 4 from the stripe so far tonight. 2 of 5 from the floor. Lewis Channing has been a nice piece to this team. The 4th leading scorer right now for the team. Now in double figures. 79-71. 1:17 remaining. Second free throw good. Now a 7-point advantage for the Argonauts. Let's see if they can get past the pressure they do. It's Hom.
I don't think we can sing enough praises of Hom tonight. She has been amazing on the floor replacing Emily Maldonado.
Yeah, she has been fantastic, as now we see Kennedy Cartwright go back to the free throw line, but you nailed it on the head. She's got 9 points on 3 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 3 from behind the arc in a game where Maldonado, your ace, your stud, goes on the bench, can't play the rest of the game. You need somebody to step in and fill that spot. And talk about scoring 9 points in the final quarter. That fills those shoes adequately.
Without Hom out on the court, it would be 72-71 lead for the Patriots.
And now an 81-72 lead for Providence. Veloso trying to extend this season. She's 6 of 16 on the game with 16 points. Out for a 3. That one off the mark. Tries to come in for the offensive rebound, can't grab it, they throw it up. Kennedy Cartwright spin move. She's got somebody streaming down the side of the floor. And she's going to hold things back now. Under a minute left. It looks like they might close this one out with some free throws. Foul called, and it looks like an injured wrist on the play. That was Kaylee Mathis, who has struggled a bit from the floor tonight. 0 for 5, but still grabbed in 3 rebounds. And now 2 subs come into the game.
And this is Texan Cumberlands, as well as Shelby Moore. Also number 55, Ray Hubbard.
Big opportunity here to put this game away. This game has seen a little bit of everything. But right now, Kirsten Pemberton, who is 0 for 6 from the floor, has a chance to put the nail in the coffin and send the University of the Cumberlands home for the season. First free throw, nothing but net. 6 points for Kirsten Pemberton. Second free throw good as well. We are out to an 11-point Argonaut lead. A bucket needs to come on this next possession or this one will be over. Lily Hall tries to get something here, kicks out to the corner, wide open 3. That one off the mark, and the rebound comes for the Argonauts, and that just should wrap it up. Shot clock is dead. Cartwright triple teamed, and a timeout taken here. With 22 seconds left in the game, we'll stay here through the timeout. Owen, what a win for Providence today, getting the chance to advance tomorrow. It was just an excellent way to weather a storm. Talk about a storm. That was a tropical storm that they had to deal with today. That was a hurricane that they just weathered.
I think if you want to compare this to any topographical natural disaster, beautifully, it was a Sharknado that they weathered today. It was amazing. The way this team rallied, was able to get points on the board when they needed to get points on the board, to get through this pressure that was put on them by the Patriots. Patience. I mean, we preached patience at halftime. I don't know how much was actually used, but they actually weathered the storm perfectly well. They matched unorganized chaos with organized chaos. They rode it out, and this has been a thrilling. I was about to say 40 minutes of basketball, whatever it is.
It's been a 2-hour game.
It's been a long basketball game that I never wanted to end, and now that it's about to, I'm sad. I'm sad to see the Patriots go home after putting on the performance that they have. It's been inspiring to watch this team fight, and with the intensity that they have for the entire game, minus maybe a 2-minute stretch where they were conserving energy in the third quarter. Other than that, they have gone pedal to the metal, 100 miles a minute for the entire time. I thought fatigue was going to play a factor. It didn't. This team is one of the fittest. This team is one of the sharpest, but they weren't able to get past the Argonauts, who rode the storm on the ship all the way through this game into the second round. Providence picking up an 11-point victory and sending the Patriots home packing.
And that will do it for our coverage. 83-72 the final. Providence on top. And really quickly, I just want to say, Owen speaks on behalf of me. What a performance from the Patriots today. It was a privilege to get to watch them compete and fight in this one. But nonetheless, Providence will take on Dakota State tomorrow at 5 o'clock right here at DJ Sokol Arena. That will do it for our coverage of this game. Stick around in just about an hour. We will get started for our final game of the day. It's going to be Texas A&M Texarkana taking on the number 21 Bethel team from Indiana. It will be a great one. Stay tuned. We will see you right about then.
Diverse and inclusive involvement opportunities are abundant at Clark University. Discover your perfect fit in one of our 20-plus student clubs and organizations or one of our 21 athletic teams. Here we are a family. We are one Clark, one community.